this is Kim Pion with Coffee with Kim. I'm so excited to have Christal Ratt here today. And it's just going to be an awesome interview. So welcome, Christal. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. So Christal, before we get started with some stuff, I really want to know where you're from. I want to know your tribal affiliation. And then I also want to know the medium in which you work.
Kwe, Christal Ratt, Nidish Nakasnan, Bidap Nakwe, Jiganap Kwinik Ndodse, Najojo Saben Mami Betsy. Hello, everyone. My name is Christal Ratt. My Indian name is Bidap Nakwe, which is the first light of day woman. I come from the Algonquins of Barrier Lake in Quebec, Canada.
And what's your medium?
Beadwork on various materials like the velvet, the hide. I do quill work on birch bark.
So do you actually harvest your birch bark?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Tell
me about that.
I go out with my parents. They teach me how to harvest it, how to prepare it, how to work with it. We take a couple days during the summer or during the fall, and we go out, we take a few pieces of what we need, or sometimes, since my parents, they live in a cabin like year round, they'll harvest some firewood, and from there I take the birch bark off the birch trees that they harvest.
That's cool. Okay, so first of all, I want you to show me the earrings, because are those painted on birch bark?
I have those ones that I showed you were rawhide, deer rawhide.
Yeah.
I have this necklace here that is painted on birch bark, and I have some of the quills.
Yeah.
And on the back, this here is moose hide.
Oh, Christal, those are so beautiful. So is it easy to paint on birch bark?
For me, like I feel like it's the same as when I paint on canvas or rawhide. I don't see any difference.
Okay. Wow, those are beautiful. Your work is definitely unique. So I'm a beater, and sometimes I beat on buckskin, but sometimes I just like beat on other mediums. And so in your work, I'm assuming that your medium as your classification for swaya is jewelry.
I was juried into beadwork, the jewelry, beadwork, and quill work.
Oh,
and diverse arts.
So what's your favorite medium to work on?
I really love working with the birch bark.
I do
because
too.
I can make anything from jewelry to cradles to baskets.
Okay.
And it's like I want to keep it close to who we are, and we do a lot of birch bark pieces.
Yeah. So then, in reference to your actual location, I'm assuming, are you north of the Northeast for the United States?
Yes, I am 4.5 hours from Syracuse.
Okay.
Right now, and then home it'd be an hour and a half. So let's say 6 hours.
Okay.
North of Syracuse.
Yeah. So the birch bark is definitely something that's used in that region, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Well, so one of the things that I want to share with the audience is Christal definitely joined us for Virtual Indian Market, but she was one of our awardees, and you received an award for our mask competition.
Yes.
Yay! So can you show it to us? It's so beautiful.
The mask, it has quill work and the beadwork.
Oh, that's so gorgeous. Christal, can you tell us what inspired that mask?
Well, the pandemic, and it's something that everyone's going through, and we're trying to get through. And in our language, we say good job, women. And that's what a lot of us here are saying, good job, women, which means like we will get through it. So I wanted, you know, some of our language to be reflected in the mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, were you surprised by that?
Yeah, I was so happy. I kind of started late on it, and I was, you know, down to the last second, and I finally got it done, and I submitted it, and it felt good.
There has been some awesome work that's come out of this pandemic, you know, just in reference to recording history. I think that we as Native people do that, right? We record history through our artwork. So I think that's just wonderful. So in reference to just this next month and some of the things that we're trying to do as an organization to help our artists in their platforms and how they're selling, was virtual Indian market a first for you as far as digital?
Yes, it was. You know, I love going down south, and it was really different for me to do the virtual, and you know, I miss being down south, but you know, we all got to stay safe.
Right. Yeah. So you're a third year Swaya juried artist, which I think is fabulous. And what do you miss most about not being here in Santa Fe?
I just love being in the Southwest, like all the art and getting to experience like the art show, the seeing other artists, like seeing their work and enjoying their work and going around being a tourist, and that feeling of just being able to travel from home, bring what I have to share with others down south.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I miss.
You know, I was wondering in reference to the virtual Indian market, what was the platform that you were using at that time to sell art?
Well, I was working on my website, but I didn't get it up in time. And I wasn't sure how to work with the arts pan. So I just kind of hoped that maybe someone would contact me through the website that you had up for each artist.
And did they?
I sold like a couple pieces, but.
Yeah. Well, so now you have a virtual presence on Shopify, right?
Yes.
And so people can find you on there?
Yes, I have a website. It's fairly new. It's mixaguasan.com. Mixaguasan as in beadwork. That's how we say beadwork in our language. It's MIIKSAGWASIN.com.
In reference to like your deer hides, and then you were saying that you're using moose hides. So are you a tribe of hunters?
Yes, we are. We're mostly moose.
Oh.
Yes.
So it's moose hide, it's got to be thicker than deer hide.
Yeah, it is. And not too much. Like if it's done right and really well done, it's so easy to bead with.
Yeah, very interesting. I've never beaded on moose hide before, so.
I guess you could compare it to elk.
Okay. Yeah. I've definitely played a little bit with elk hide. That's pretty cool. So do you do your own tanning?
Not yet. Though the hides that I've had, they were done by like other family or our relatives up north.
No, that's cool. So in reference to just even like your history, I'm curious about your family history. Do you come from a lineage of artists?
That's one thing, like I'm not sure. We don't really say artists, but we are, I guess, because my parents, my mom has done beadwork. My parents and my grandparents, they've all worked on the chiman canoes. You know, we use our birch bark and our spruce roots, and we harvest the kishkatak, I guess, the cedar, to make the ribs, and you know, everything is done as a family. I have relatives that do mucklucks, that tan the the hide that prepare the beaver pelts to make those mucklucks, those moccasins, everything is just something. I guess it's our way of life.
I feel like even though we call it art, it's definitely a living culture, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that your parents and your family are extremely proud of you.
Oh, that's another thing I guess I should mention. They're my biggest supporters, and um, they had big plans to come with me to Santa Fe.
Mm.
They came with me to other art shows that I've been to. So we're looking forward to whenever the world opens up again. And I love my mom and dad for their support.
Why don't you show us, because I know you have some pieces there before you, and I want you to just spend a little time to talk about, your art and what you're producing and what inspires you to produce it.
Well, okay, these are they're, I don't know if that's close enough. I call these ones kokum sprayers, grandma sprayers. We're really out there trying to protect the land, protect the animals, protect the water. So I call this one kokum sprayers because our kokum sprayers are, they're still protecting us right now. And so when we're out like on the front lines, we're safe.
Yeah.
So, and I tried something a little fun. I made this.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
So I'm assuming that was 13 cuts?
Yes, 13 and 15.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
And I have a bracelet that I made from, this is beaver, some floral beadwork, and the moose hide. And this one is a shout out to all our resilient Anishinaabe quilt. It's a quilled medallion.
So is that the red part? What is that material?
That is wool.
Yeah, yeah. So that one, put that one back up there for a second, Christal. So that one is painting and quill work on birch bark, or just quill work?
It's all quill work.
Oh, love.
Quill work outlined with horsehair. I try to bead when I can. We're busy at home. I still work at home with the chief and council. So that part keeps me busy. And I also help with my parents. We do their shopping and don't let them get out too much.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay safe during the pandemic here.
It sounds to me like you have a full-time job.
Yes.
Wow. You're a perfect example of artists who cannot have the excuse that they don't have time. Like, you must be structured.
A lot of my, how would you say it? Where I really feel inspired comes late at night. So let's say I'll be free during the day, but at night, that's when it all starts up, and then I got to get to work, and then I try to balance it with my regular job and my work, my artwork.
Right. So as far as any current work that you're looking at doing for the future, do you have any plans? Or is it something that just comes to you at night and then you just start developing it? What's your process right now?
If I have an idea, I try to write down at least how I want it, how I see it. I'll do my sketches and then I'll go back to it and change it. But a lot of the times, whatever I have written down or sketched, it looks different. As long as I'll write down, okay, here's my idea. This is what I want to do. And I'll try and work on it to make it happen.
Wow. Awesome. So I'm assuming that you are chomping at the bit to be free from this pandemic, to be able to be doing shows. And so aside from Santa Fe India Market, are there any other markets that you have participated in?
Well, last year I was also at Herd. The year before I was at, I'm not sure how to say it, Idle Door.
Idle Gorge? Yep.
I was there, and this year I'll be again, I was invited back to Herd.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. And so out of these markets, what is the number one thing that you see distinctly different between them?
There, I see I saw some of the same artists that were at Santa Fe and Herd and Idle Door. Sorry. I think the difference is just some of the people that come in. That was the only difference that I saw. Like there were different customers, I guess. I don't know how you say it.
Different collectors.
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. So that kind of gives you guys as an artist, an opportunity to just expand that collector base. Yeah. So in reference to your collectors, have they tried to look you up?
I hope so. I've had I was at Santa Fe, and the same woman saw me again at Herd, and a couple of people saw me here and there, and they bought a piece. So I don't know.
Well, that's some of the things that I'm trying to like understand is that collector base, and how are we in tune to that collector base, or is it just a scenario where we sell a piece and then they're gone, and so it's one that I'm very curious about. In reference to living in Canada, so you are actually the first artist that I've been able to interview from Canada, and so I just love that. And in my roots, I'm enrolled with a tribe in Washington State, and our Aboriginal lands go up into Canada. And so anyways, I think this is very cool. I just want to say thank you, Christal. I want to inspire you in this moment and just stay encouraged. And so good luck to you. And I just want to offer my support to you in any way. I am here for you. And I think that your work is beautiful because I'm a beater. I just have that love for beaters. And so thank you so much for sharing with us.
Okay, miigwech for having me. Agwamazin. Thank you. Take care.
You too. Be safe.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.